Today is not just another day, it is a new beginning, a powerful opportunity to say goodbye to the version of yourself that was built from fear, doubt, and past pain. You are stepping into a chapter of your life where transformation becomes natural and the old you becomes a memory. The key is not in perfection, but in consistency. Just 21 days of loving discipline, of showing up for yourself, will shift everything. There is a quiet force nestled deep within your soul, a force that is not born of circumstance or external validation, but of the timeless essence that makes you who you are. Close your eyes for a moment and take a deep, mindful breath. As you do, feel this inherent power stirring within you, a gentle reminder that change is not something you need to search for outside yourself. It is already here, waiting to be unleashed. Every single day offers a new dawn, a fresh opportunity to reconnect with that inner strength and to let it guide you toward the life you have always dreamed of. Imagine this power as a warm, radiant light that has always been a part of you. It is the light that illuminates your path, even in the darkest moments, the light that reassures you during times of uncertainty. This inner fire is resilient and constant. It does not flicker or fade with the passing of external circumstances. Instead, it remains a steadfast beacon, inviting you to trust in your ability to overcome obstacles, to heal old wounds, and to rebuild any part of your life that may have become neglected or forgotten. It is a source of profound empowerment, and by embracing it, you can begin to transform your reality from the inside out. Every thought you hold, every feeling you nurture, contributes to the tapestry of your experience. When you consciously choose to focus on the potential for change, you are feeding your inner light with positivity and hope. Each positive thought is like a small spark that fans the flame of transformation, reminding you that you are capable, strong, and deserving of a life filled with joy. There is no need to wait for a miraculous event or an external sign to begin your journey. The moment you decide to honor the power within you is the moment that marks the beginning of a profound and lasting change. Sometimes the journey toward transformation may feel overwhelming, as if you must clear away every negative thought, every lingering fear all at once. Yet real change happens gradually and lovingly. It starts with the simple act of acknowledging your own worth, of understanding that every challenge faced in the past has prepared you for the resilience of today. With each step forward, you dismantle the old patterns that no longer serve you. You replace them with new, empowering beliefs that echo with the wisdom of your inner being. In this way, change unfolds slowly but surely, nurturing you until the old limitations fall away naturally. It is essential to recognize that every day, no matter how small, holds the potential for renewal. Like the persistent rhythm of the ocean tides, your inner power moves in cycles, a continuous ebb and flow of energy that renews your spirit. Even on days when obstacles seem insurmountable, remind yourself that within you exists an unwavering resource of strength and clarity. This is not an abstract concept. It is a tangible part of you that can be activated through mindful awareness and consistent practice. When you cultivate self-compassion and make space for gratitude, you invite this force to guide you more clearly toward positive transformation. You may encounter moments when self-doubt and fear creep in, urging you to retreat into old habits and familiar patterns. It is in these moments that you must remember that the power to change is already anchored within you. It has been there all along, a silent guardian waiting for you to claim it. The energy of change is not fragile. It is dynamic and enduring, capable of carrying you through even the most tumultuous periods of your life. Each time you acknowledge this inner power, you reaffirm your commitment to personal growth, gently steering yourself back onto the path of light and love. By choosing to honor your inner strength, you choose to honor your life. You choose to live not as a victim of circumstance, but as a creator of your destiny. There is magic in the realization that every breath you take, every mindful moment of self-affirmation, reinforces the truth that change begins within. The transformation you seek is not a distant dream. It is a living, breathing part of you. Open your heart to its presence, and allow that light to dissolve any remnants of doubt or limitation. In doing so, you awaken the magnificent potential that has always been yours. Trust in the journey of becoming the best version of yourself. Every step you take, no matter how small, contributes to the grand tapestry of your transformation. Embrace the continuous process of growth with patience and love, and witness as the old, constrained self gives way to a vibrant, confident, and empowered you. This inner revolution, sparked by the power that dwells within, is a testament to the extraordinary capacity for change that lies at the core of your being. Remember always, no matter what may seem challenging on the surface, that the power to change already lives inside you, waiting only for you to believe and to act. Your mind is a garden, and every thought you plant is a seed. Some seeds bloom into joy, peace, and confidence, while others grow into fear, doubt, and limitation. What you consistently feed your mind determines what takes root and eventually shapes the world you see around you. Your mind is always listening, always absorbing, always forming its beliefs based on what it hears most often, especially from you. And so, it becomes absolutely essential to choose your words, your thoughts, and your focus with care. What you feed your mind, it believes. Many people are unaware of the quiet, constant stream of thoughts that run through their minds day after day. These inner dialogues, repeated thousands of times, slowly become internal truths that influence your actions, your emotions, and even your health. If you repeatedly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that things never work out, or that life is against you, your mind will begin to shape your entire reality around those beliefs. Not because they are inherently true, but because your mind has accepted them as the foundation from which everything else grows. But the beauty of the mind is that it is not fixed, it is adaptable. It can be retrained, reshaped, and rewired with intention. Just as negative thoughts create inner pain and outer struggle, positive, loving, and empowering thoughts can create inner harmony and outer success. When you begin to feed your mind with thoughts of encouragement, hope, healing, and possibility, you activate a powerful transformation from within. You begin to change not only how you feel about yourself, but also how you respond to the world. It is not about pretending that negative thoughts don't exist. It's about choosing not to dwell in them. It's about noticing when your inner dialogue becomes self-critical or fearful and gently redirecting it toward compassion. Imagine if, instead of criticizing yourself, you said, "I'm doing the best I can, and that's enough." Imagine if, instead of expecting failure, you thought, "Things are working out in my favor, even when I can't yet see it." These thoughts may feel unfamiliar at first, even untrue, but the more you repeat them, the more your mind accepts them, and the more your outer life begins to reflect them. The repetition of positive affirmations is one of the most powerful tools you have to feed your mind with what you want it to believe. Your subconscious cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined. It simply absorbs what you consistently say and think. That is why affirmations like, "I am worthy," "I am safe," or "I am open to receiving abundance" can have such a profound impact when practiced daily. They plant seeds of truth that, with time and consistency, begin to bloom into powerful, life-changing beliefs. We live in a world where external voices often try to define who we are. Media, society, and even well-meaning people around us may offer opinions that limit our perception of what's possible. But you are not required to accept those voices as truth. You are the gatekeeper of your mind. You get to decide which thoughts enter, which beliefs take hold, and which narratives you will outgrow. When you take full responsibility for what you feed your mind, you take full power over the life you are creating. It is also important to be mindful of what you consume beyond your own thoughts. The conversations you engage in, the media you watch, the environments you spend time in, all of these feed your mind in subtle yet powerful ways. Choose to surround yourself with people, words, and ideas that uplift you, inspire you, and remind you of your value. Create a space in your life where your mind is not constantly under siege by fear and negativity. but instead nourished by love, growth, and truth. Feeding your mind with positivity doesn't mean you will never face hardship. Life will always have challenges. But the strength of a well-nourished mind is that it responds to adversity with grace rather than despair. It meets setbacks with resilience and trusts in the unfolding of something better. A mind that has been fed with love and belief does not crumble under pressure. It adapts, it learns, it evolves. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to get it right every time. You simply have to be willing to practice. Feed your mind with kindness, with patience, with the certainty that you are growing, healing, and moving forward, even when progress feels invisible. Over time, the garden of your mind will flourish, and you will stand amazed at what has grown from the seeds you once quietly planted. So begin today. Speak gently to yourself. Think thoughts that nourish your spirit. Fill your mind with visions of joy, peace, success, and love. Because your mind believes what you feed it, and you have the power to feed it something beautiful. Change does not require grand gestures. It doesn't need a dramatic breakthrough or a sudden transformation. The most powerful shifts in life often come from the smallest daily actions taken consistently with love and intention. A single breath of awareness, a kind word to yourself, a decision to pause instead of react. These are the seeds of true change, and when planted every day, they grow into something extraordinary. We often look for instant results. We want to see immediate proof that our efforts are working. But the soul does not grow on demand. Healing, growth, and inner peace unfold slowly, gently, and naturally when we commit to small acts of self-care, self-love, and self-awareness. Each day you show up for yourself, each time you choose peace over panic, love over fear, or presence over distraction, you are moving closer to the version of yourself you are meant to become. You don't have to change everything at once. In fact, trying to overhaul your life in a day can be overwhelming and unsustainable. Real transformation happens in the everyday moments, the quiet decisions that seem insignificant at the time, but when repeated, create lasting impact. Waking up 5 minutes earlier to set an intention, drinking water instead of another cup of coffee, writing down what you're grateful for before going to bed. These small practices ground you. They connect you to your center. They begin to rewire your thoughts, your patterns, and your energy. Consider how much of your life is shaped by habit, automatic thoughts, emotional reactions, unconscious behaviors. These habits may have served a purpose at one time, but some of them no longer support who you want to be. By replacing just one old habit with a new, nourishing one, you begin to shift your entire foundation. Imagine replacing criticism with compassion. Imagine catching yourself when you start to spiral into worry and saying instead, I am safe. I trust the process of life. These small shifts in thought, repeated daily, become your new default way of being. Every time you make a loving choice, no matter how small, you are sending a message to yourself. I am worthy of care. I am deserving of change. I believe in my healing. This message begins to take root in your subconscious mind. You may not see the effects immediately, but trust that the shift is happening. Just as a seed planted in the earth does not bloom overnight, your efforts need time, patience, and consistency to blossom. Keep watering them with daily love, and they will grow. It's not about perfection. There will be days when you forget, days when you feel like nothing is working, days when old thoughts come back stronger than ever. But these are not signs of failure, they are signs of progress. When you are shifting internally, it is natural for the old ways to resist the change. Don't judge yourself in these moments. Return to your small daily actions. That's where your power lies. Even something as simple as taking a conscious breath can change your state. When you pause to breathe deeply, you are signaling to your nervous system that you are safe. You are bringing yourself back to the present moment, where real peace exists. The more you do this, the more natural it becomes. One small breath at a time, you are creating space between you and your reactions. That space is where your freedom lives. Speak gently to yourself. Words are powerful. Begin your day with affirmations like, I am growing every day, or I trust myself, or I am worthy of all good things. These aren't just phrases, they are new truths that you are introducing to your mind. The more often your mind hears these truths, the more it begins to accept them. Over time, they replace the old doubts and fears that used to live there. Take small moments throughout your day to return to your intentions. Ask yourself, am I moving with love? Or, what do I need right now to feel supported? These simple questions reconnect you to your inner guidance. They help you choose consciously instead of running on autopilot. And when you live more consciously, you begin to experience life with more clarity, joy, and purpose. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are in the middle of becoming. Every small step you take, every time you choose yourself, every time you listen within, every time you refuse to give up is contributing to something much bigger than you can yet see. Trust in the power of small daily actions. Let them carry you. Let them shape you. Let them guide you home to the truth of who you are. Because over time, small daily actions don't just change your habits. They change your heart. They shift your energy. They awaken your soul, and that is where the real transformation begins. Forgiveness is not about letting someone off the hook for what they did. It is not about saying the pain didn't matter or pretending that the wound didn't cut deep. Forgiveness is about choosing your own peace over the weight of resentment. It is a sacred decision to free yourself from the chains of bitterness, anger, and old stories that keep you stuck in the past. When you forgive, you don't do it for them. You do it for you. Because you deserve peace. You deserve healing. You deserve to walk forward unburdened. Holding on to pain does not protect you, it only poisons you. The anger you carry may feel justified, but it slowly eats away at your joy, your clarity, and your energy. Over time, it hardens your heart, clouds your mind, and keeps you tied to a version of yourself that no longer serves your highest good. When you refuse to forgive, you remain connected to the very pain you want to be free from. You may not realize it, but in replaying the past, you are reliving the wound over and over again. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is one of the strongest and most powerful acts of love you can offer to yourself. It takes courage to release the story of what happened. It takes inner strength to let go of the need to be right, to be validated, to be avenged. But when you do, you create space for something far more valuable to enter your life: freedom. Emotional, spiritual, and mental freedom. The kind of freedom that allows you to breathe deeply, to love openly, and to dream again. You do not have to wait for an apology to forgive. Some people will never understand the hurt they caused. Some will never take responsibility, but your healing is not dependent on their awareness. Forgiveness is something you give yourself. It is the closing of one chapter so that you may begin another. It is not forgetting the experience, but choosing to no longer allow it to control you. Forgiveness begins with a willingness, a quiet readiness to stop carrying the weight. You may not feel like you can do it all at once. That's okay. You can forgive in layers. You can release little by little. Each time you say, I choose peace, you are loosening the grip of pain. Each time you say, I release this for my own well-being, you are stepping into your power. It is also important to remember that forgiveness includes yourself. Many people carry shame and guilt for past choices, words, or actions. They live with a quiet inner critic that tells them they are not worthy of happiness because of their past. But you are allowed to forgive yourself. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to learn from your mistakes and still be deserving of love, healing, and peace. You are not the same person you were back then. Let yourself evolve. When you practice forgiveness, whether toward others or yourself, you begin to reclaim the energy that was trapped in old wounds. That energy returns to you as clarity, creativity, joy, and strength. You become lighter, more present, more open to life. Forgiveness clears the path so you can walk forward unencumbered, fully rooted in your own wholeness. There may still be moments when the pain resurfaces. That is natural. Healing is not linear, but with each moment of forgiveness, the pain loses its power over you. It becomes part of your story, not your identity. You begin to see the lesson, the growth, the wisdom hidden in the experience, and that realization is deeply liberating. Forgiveness does not require you to resume relationships that are harmful or toxic. You can forgive and still maintain healthy boundaries. You can let go of the past and still choose not to invite certain people into your future. Forgiveness is not about erasing discernment. It's about choosing inner peace over inner warfare. The more you forgive, the more you realize how much you deserve to feel free. Free from anger, free from guilt, free from stories that limit your light. Forgiveness is a declaration that you are ready to move forward, that you are ready to love again, that you are ready to live from your heart unguarded and whole. So take a deep breath, look gently within, ask yourself what you are ready to release. Offer compassion to the parts of you that are still hurting, and when you feel ready, even just a little bit, begin to say the words, I forgive, I let go, I set myself free. Because the truth is, forgiveness does not change the past, but it does change the future, and it opens the door to the peace you have always deserved. Reality is not something fixed and unchangeable. It is shaped, molded, and created by the patterns you live by each day, the thoughts you think, the emotions you nurture, the actions you take. These are the invisible tools that craft the visible results in your life. And the most powerful of all these tools is consistency. When you repeat something over and over with intention and purpose, you begin to rewire your mind, shift your energy, and transform your reality. Change doesn't happen by doing something once. Transformation isn't born from a single burst of motivation. Real and lasting shifts come from the gentle, repeated acts you commit to every day, even when you don't feel like it. Even when it seems like nothing is happening. The mind learns through repetition, the body learns through experience, and the universe responds to energy that is focused and steady. That's what consistency is. Steady energy in motion. It is the anchor that turns your goals into habits, your dreams into form. Every time you affirm something with belief and repetition, you are training your subconscious mind to accept it as truth. Whether you're affirming limitation or abundance, fear or faith, unworthiness or love, the message is absorbed through consistency. That's why it's so important to become aware of the patterns you're reinforcing each day. Are you consistently doubting yourself, comparing, overthinking? Or are you consistently practicing self-love, gratitude, and trust? You can't expect a new outcome from the same old energy. If your external world feels stuck, it's not because change isn't possible. It's because your inner world needs a new rhythm. And that new rhythm begins with a decision to show up daily for your healing, for your growth, for your joy. The smallest consistent actions like journaling, meditating, visualizing, or speaking kind words to yourself begin to build momentum. They create a ripple effect that touches every area of your life. Even when it feels like your efforts aren't making a difference, trust that something is happening beneath the surface. Just like water dripping steadily on stone can wear it down over time, your consistent positive habits are dissolving the old conditioning that once kept you limited. You are not just thinking new thoughts, you are becoming someone new. You are building new pathways in your brain, creating new emotional patterns in your body, and sending out a new frequency into the world. Your nervous system, too, responds to consistency. The more you return to calmness, the more your body learns that peace is safe. The more you practice confidence, the more natural it becomes to stand in your truth. Change becomes less about forcing and more about flowing, because consistency makes your new habits feel like home. There may be days when nothing seems to change, days when you feel uninspired or defeated. But these are the moments that matter most. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means staying connected to your path, even when it's hard. It means showing up again and again because you know that each time you do, you are reinforcing the reality you desire. Don't give up just because the results are not instant. Magic takes time. Healing takes time. Growth takes time. Imagine brushing your teeth once and expecting your teeth to stay clean forever. It sounds silly, but that's often how we treat our inner work. We meditate once and expect peace to last for weeks. We say one affirmation and hope our life changes overnight. But just like physical hygiene requires daily care, so does your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Consistency is your inner hygiene. It keeps your mind clear, your heart open, and your vision strong. Your consistency tells the universe that you are serious about your transformation. It signals readiness, it demonstrates commitment, and the universe always meets commitment with support. The more you stay consistent, the more signs you begin to notice. The more aligned opportunities start to appear, because reality starts to mirror your energy, and consistent energy is a powerful magnet. So keep showing up, keep practicing, keep repeating the words, the habits, the actions that align with the version of yourself you are becoming. It doesn't matter how slowly it seems to be happening. Every small, consistent step is reshaping your path. You are not who you were a month ago, a week ago, or even yesterday. You are evolving, and it is your consistency that is leading the way. In time, you will look back and see that everything changed not in one grand moment, but through a series of quiet, consistent choices. Choices that rewired your beliefs, shifted your energy, and brought you home to your true self. Your reality is not fixed, it is fluid, and it is responding to you. Be patient, be persistent, stay consistent, and watch your world transform from the inside out. There is a quiet unfolding happening within you, a gentle but steady transformation that cannot always be seen with the eyes, but can be deeply felt in the soul. You may not have all the answers yet. You may still question the timing, the detours, and the delays. But trust this, you are becoming who you were always meant to be. You are shedding layers that were never yours to carry, expectations, doubts, fears, and the stories that told you who you should be instead of who you truly are. This journey is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to yourself. It is about remembering the truth that has always lived inside you, even when life tried to convince you otherwise. Growth is not always loud. It often comes in the stillness, in the quiet moments of reflection, in the days when nothing seems to make sense. Yet, even in those uncertain moments, something inside you is rearranging, preparing, and guiding you back to your authentic self. Every experience you've walked through, every heartbreak, every triumph, every lesson has been shaping you, softening you, and strengthening you for this becoming. There is no timeline for this process. Your path is sacred and unique. The world may try to rush you, compare you, or distract you with noise, but the soul moves at its own divine pace. You are not late. You are not behind. You are right on time for your becoming. Every step you've taken, even the ones that felt like setbacks, have been necessary. They have helped you release what no longer serves you so you can rise into who you were always meant to be. There is a wisdom in you that is waking up, a light that refuses to be dimmed. Perhaps for years you learned to shrink, to please, to hide your brilliance for the comfort of others. But the time for hiding is over. The time for doubting is over. You are being called to live fully, freely, and fiercely as yourself. And as you honor that call, you begin to align with the deeper purpose of your life. Becoming is not about perfection. It is not about having it all figured out. It is about showing up again and again with honesty, with courage, with love. It is about forgiving yourself for the times you didn't know better and celebrating yourself for choosing to rise anyway. You are allowed to be a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time. You are learning to listen to your inner voice, the one that has always known the way. The more you tune in to your own intuition, the more you realize that the answers you've been searching for were never outside of you. They were always within. You are beginning to trust yourself more deeply, to speak your truth more boldly, and to walk your path more confidently. This is the becoming, and it is beautiful. You are not defined by your past. You are not bound by old labels or limited by what others have said about you. Every moment is a new opportunity to choose again, to show up with intention, to live with authenticity, and to create a life that reflects your truth. You are allowed to evolve. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to grow into the fullness of who you are. Celebrate how far you've come. Even if you're not yet where you want to be, acknowledge the strength it has taken to get here. Think of all the times you thought you wouldn't make it, and yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still becoming. That alone is something to honor. As you continue to grow, let go of the need to be understood by everyone. Not everyone will see your light clearly, but that's okay. Your journey is not meant to be validated by others, it is meant to be lived by you. The people who are meant for you will recognize your soul. The opportunities that align with your truth will find you. You don't need to chase what is already yours by destiny. Your becoming may feel slow at times, but do not mistake slowness for stagnation. The most profound transformations happen beneath the surface. Trust that every seed you are planting with your thoughts, your choices, and your energy is growing, even if you can't see it yet. Keep going, keep trusting, keep honoring the path you're on. The more you stay connected to your heart, the more clearly you'll see who you truly are and who you've always been. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are becoming whole, becoming clear, becoming aligned, and most of all, becoming free. The journey is not about reaching a final destination. It is about coming home to yourself again and again, because the truth is, you were never meant to be anyone else but the magnificent soul you already are. And now, finally, you are remembering.